Nagaland News Network is here with Nienu, MLA, as well as the leader of the NPF Legislator Party. And we're here to speak to him in regard to the disturbing trends as he had headlined his posts and press releases in recent times. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to us, and we will go straight into, delve straight into the topics of discussion right now. Sure. Sir, let's start with the most recent, which has become a very huge news in Nagaland about the NSCN Kangos serving the death penalty to a very young contractor. Can you tell us what is your thoughts on that, this Brazen Act, sir?
See, I don't want to blame, but I attribute these incidents to the rule of law. There is no rule of law in the state at present. That's why all these trends are happening. It is truly disturbing, and also it can have far-reaching consequences in the long run if it goes unchecked. Yes, as a human being, we cannot do anything. But what we have to be is we have to apprise ourselves of what is really happening in the ground, be well informed, equip ourselves, and also take corrective measures as what can be done. That contractor KPK, Mr. Ruho, is a young man. I know him in person. Okay. He's a very nice man. And to be very frank, as I said, there is lack of rule of law in the state, and this is why things are escalating from bad to worse. Any human being, no matter what crime he does, doesn't deserve death penalty, to be very frank. Yes, murder cases, there is a court of law, there are some certain laws where you need to go some certain procedures. Then only when you are penalized, then you'll get death sentence. But any faction, any national working faction, they have no right or authority to give that penalty to any human being, for which I have totally condemned it through my telephonic conversation with East Mojo. Okay. But I don't know why they didn't bring it up. I think I was the first legislator who has totally condemned it, and everybody should condemn it. But in between their conversation and their communication, what went wrong, that I don't know. So I don't want to interfere. But this needs to be handled carefully. And I think the Cognac Union has come out very clearly to settle this amicably. So I would also suggest to settle this amicably. If not, who was the one who had given that penalty? I think it's high time they be arrested. But all this, I'll tell you very frankly, it's because of ceasefire. Ceasefire has done more harm than good. In the recently PAC meeting, that is the Political Affairs Committee meeting, held on 14 July 24 in CM's official secretariat office, I stated very frankly, we don't need ceasefire. Yesterday, I was trying to go through that ceasefire monitoring cell's chairman's statement. It's not very clear. It's disturbing. He was beating around the bush. And I can say his statements are just rubbish. When you talk about violation of ceasefire ground rules, what are the violations of ceasefire ground rules? Threat and intimidation to publics and government officials. There is any publics, okay. Then roaming in the town armed. Then roaming in the town with full uniform dress. Then issuing death penalty. Then threat to life and property. All these are violations of ground rules. So I think if the ceasefire monitoring cell does really exist, I think they should go and arrest them. They should take action. instead of trying to make clarifications.
Yes.
But I tell you, ceasefire is just a license to kill, license to extort, license to harass, license to threaten invasion. So the other day I have stated in the meeting that, and I have stated this to the Chief Minister, I think we should object to further extension of ceasefire. And those national workers who call themselves a true national worker, son of the soil, they should also be born enough to abrogate ceasefire, go back to the jungle, and fight for our rights. We should also see that the government of India is trying to totally break up the Nagas.
Yes, divide and rule.
Divide and rule.
Yes.
Ceasefire has encouraged, I have written in my statement, disturbing trends of the past few months. Ceasefire is a cell which has truly encouraged popping up of factions. Those days back, we had only one faction, NNC. From NNC, it broke up in 1981 into two factions, that is NNC and NNCN. Then in 1988, it broke up into three again, NNC, NNCN, IM, NNCK. Then today we have around 25, 26. Maybe 27, 28 also.
Yeah.
It's going countless.
Yes.
Why more and more factions are popping out? It's because of the ceasefire ground rules. Government of India, any faction that comes with 10 cadres or 20 cadres, they just immediately recognize it. So I think government of India needs to abrogate ceasefire.
But what about the government of Nagaland? They seem to be just turning a blind eye to all of this that is happening right in front of them. And why aren't they knowing that these ground rules are being violated? Still, no action, no strong, strict action is being taken.
Above the government of Nagaland, there is one ceasefire monitoring cell, which is being empowered. That is blocking them for further action, I believe. But the government of Nagaland also needs to wake up and have that political will to strictly enforce rule of law. Once rule of law is being applied in the state, I tell you, Nagas can be disciplined within 1-2 months, I tell you. But it's going hayward now.
Yes. So, in the same lines, what about the Naga political issue now? That is also at a standstill. And then the oppositionist government was formed so that this solution will come about.
See, as far as my personal view is concerned, I want to urge all the national workers to come together under one umbrella and fight for our original stand. That is sovereignty and nothing besides sovereignty. Or else we are also totally disturbed because 3rd August 2015, if I'm not mistaken, framework agreement was signed. 17 September 2017, agreed position was signed. Then on 31st October 2019, where I was present in the assembly, Ravi in his statement, who was the governor then, in his official speech stated that talks has been concluded. So if it's concluded, where do we stand now? We're still in the same category, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the government of India is also disturbed. They don't know what they're doing. Moreover and above, they're just trying to fool our Nagas from left to right, promising us every time. You see, how much union ministers has come to Nagaland?
Correct.
Every union minister come, they say, we'll solve your problem, you'll solve your problem. You see, just making joke of us.
And then
making joke out of this. Also? Yeah, false hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are the Nagas also being foolish then?
We are totally foolish, believing them again and again. So in that meeting also I stated, previous years, in the 4th year only, we take up Naga political issue, which is not right. But this year, there is some changes. There is some positivity because in the 2nd year, we're trying to take up this issue. And if we really take it up with all seriousness and sincerity, then something can come about. And I even suggested that we should bring out our suggestion, we should get ourselves involved.
Yes.
Take the talks to public domain and read their minds and what we really want. Let us place our demand to the national workers, say that this is what Naga people want, and so forth, and therefore we'll pass a resolution to the effect so that it comes into effect. Because until and unless we pass a resolution in the assembly, nothing will come about. But yes, some friends said we can do that, but passing a resolution, that's not possible, and we shouldn't do that. That was what some friends suggested.
Okay. Do you think the Naga national workers also want this to be at a standstill?
They want this. 100% they want this at a standstill. They want to continue in this manner. Because their extortion life, their luxury life will end. It'll all come to an end. Their authority will come to an end.
Do you think the people need to maybe have a sense of this revolt, to revolt against all of this?
Of
Because
course.
they are suffering.
Of course.
Justice is not being served to the common man at this point. So do you think, we also need a leader from the government as well, sir, to say, do this, we should do this.
But I'll become a revolutionary leader now if I do that. Of course, or else we need.
Yes,
but
sir.
it needs a public movement.
Exactly, sir.
A big public movement.
Yes. So that's, moving along to other things, sir. We recently, the chief minister had announced the proposal to make this Naga key city more like a township in this Mitsabima Chumu area. I think 330 hectares.
Right.
The size of the land. So how, when our state is in such turmoil and in deficit, and our, let's just say, even the drainage system in our towns, and whereas now the chief minister wants to build a luxurious maybe township, I would say, and who will move to this township? Who can afford at this point also?
You see, I believe this proposal was for incubation of a new city under 15th Finance Commission.
Okay.
So for me, it will be too premature to give any statements in regard to this. Because whether it'll come out or not, we're not exactly sure.
Right.
So let me not give any comments. If you need the comments, give me 2-3 months time. Let me make a thorough study on this.
Right.
Then I can give some comments on this. Concrete comments.
Okay. I mean, but just, if
it may come out, it may happen, it may not happen. So I believe for me, it's too premature to give any comments in regard to this.
Former, our officers, former who are part of that area also have come up with questions regarding land acquisition.
I saw that.
Three of them.
3 of them.
Yes.
Who are those?
Former
Z.
BJP,
Lohe,
former
former
Speaker,
DGP Kere, and one more.
Yes.
I forgot.
So
I think they'll be having more detailed knowledge on this.
Okay, sir. So, sir, recently the concluded elections for the Lok Sabha seat, Congress won with a thumping victory with their candidate Supung Marin Jamil.
Yes.
Considering that Nagaland is an opposition list with 60 MLAs together, and then how did that happen? How did this big fail happen, sir, for the
It came
government?
as a shock to the entire Nagas, isn't it? Yeah, you see, here there are a lot of factors. But one thing I want to make clear is the Congress candidate, Supung Marin, certainly has the mandate of the people. But remember, it's not a Congress mandate. Okay. It's not because the Congress is popular in Nagaland, they have a mandate, so he won the mandate. No. This mandate may be out of frustration, number one. Number two, the main factors are because of our attitude and behavior and overconfidence. You see, in every election, no matter how strong or weak is your opponent, you have to respect him. But the day his name was announced, everybody started making a joke out of it. Okay. And that overconfidence, attitude and behavior and utterances was the biggest downfall.
Correct.
Kindly recollect the first kick-off rally in Dimapur, here in Sobima.
Yes.
In my statement, I said, let us respect our opponent. Let us not be overconfident. Because if overconfidence can become our worst enemy, at the end of the day, it will become our nightmare. Why? Because when you lose, it's your nightmare, isn't it? So we should respect our opinions. But this was how I believe we have earned the wrath of God. Number two, you see, the more important thing is anti-incumbency. Then cashless election. Okay, that is the result and outcome of a cashless election. So I think it is truly a mandate of the people, for which I respect it. And as they say, with defeat you should be humbled. We have humbled ourselves.
You really believe so?
Yes,
that the
of
government
course.
has definitely learned.
Yeah, of
something
course,
from
the
here.
government has learned its lesson. We all have learned. The 60 MLAs have learned our lesson. That we are nothing without the publics.
Correct. Now, oppositionless, I understand, and you are the leader of the NPF legislature party. Now, can you give us a little insight on the NDPP BJP relationship also?
I don't want to comment on a wife and husband
Yes, that's true.
behavior or quarrels.
Yes,
At the
okay.
end of the day, if they quarrel also, at the end of the day, they'll be sleeping together in one bed. So let me not give any comments.
Okay.
I believe everything is going well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then again, the ULB elections this time. We have seen everybody just running as a candidate, anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
There are rules on who a candidate should be for the municipal elections.
Yeah.
There are criteria you need to, but nobody kept a check on that. Everybody was just, going for it. Can you give us a little on that now?
You see, the new amendment states very well that it should be an indigenous habitant or settler who can contest. But nothing goes according to the books. I can guarantee you there are people who have contested, even though they are not Nagas also. And today again, the other day, there's a lot of hue and cry for trying to nominate some non-locals into the municipal nominee.
Correct.
Well, I believe in a way they have their right to make a hue and cry, because the new municipal act clearly indicates that a non-local will not be nominated. But previously, if we are to call ourselves a secular country or state, you see, the minorities also should be protected. And prior to this new municipal act coming into being, we have had chairmen, members from non-Nagas also.
Right.
Isn't it? So we should also be broad-minded, and we should also try to accommodate 1-2 persons. But how the municipal new act was amended, that I leave it to those persons who had amended the act. Maybe they have done it with better wisdom and vision. But at least I thought that it would be good if we can protect the minorities also. But at the moment, since the municipal act does not permit, they have every right to make a hue and cry.
Now, coming back again to the government, what is the action going to be now? Will it be discussed at length? We are going to have the assembly session. We're going to probably, the MLAs will have meetings with the chief minister.
No. You see, it's an opposition-less government. We MLAs were not a part of the government. And I believe even the advisors are not a part of the government. When you talk about government, it's the cabinet only who functions and make laws, make rules, and implements. So I don't know. I leave it to the best wisdom of the cabinet and the government. But for us, we have no say.
Okay. And your personal opinion on this, you just shared with us also?
I think they're going to take up this issue on 6th, that is Tuesday.
Okay.
CM is calling a cabinet meeting. I think they're going to take up on this issue.
Okay.
I believe.
So do you think our government is lacking behind in many things?
Well,
having the grit, the firmness.
Of course,
on
14th July, when we were when the PSC was having this meeting, I gave this statement. We are 60. Who are we afraid of? 60 coming together should strengthen the government.
Yes.
But in fact, 60 coming together has, what, as far as I can see, has weakened the government instead.
Yes.
So it would be more wiser and better to have an opposition.
Okay. Would you like to delve a little bit on that, to have this opposition?
Well, right now I'm alone. I cannot say anything. It depends on the party.
Okay.
Party needs to take a call whether we should be in the opposition-less or we should step out of the opposition-less government. So I leave it to the best wisdom of the party. Yeah.
Now, in a totally different tangent also, but of course with our state, the NLTP Act, which has been a talk of the town for many, many years. Would you like to share something on that, and why? What is the problem now? Because it is doing more harm, like everybody says.
Of course, NLTP Act is a total failure. But I don't know why the church leaders wouldn't understand this. They can feel the pinches in themselves. They're feeling the pain. But they would like to stick their ground. Okay. This is encouraging some few, 1-2 people to enjoy the creamy layers. It's indirectly supporting the kingpin, liquor kingpins, isn't it? And we know who they are. It's just that it is being supported by the church, so what can we do? But as far as governance is concerned, what I feel is we should not ask the concern of the NGOs or the churches. The government should act upon what is best for its subjects.
Do you think the government is doing its best
I don't know. That I don't want to give comments. As long as I'm in the opposition list, let me not speak out very strongly. A day may come where I have to spell out the bitter truth, but not at the moment.
But policy making, when it comes to policy making, the church is trying to come in the middle of such things, sir.
Yeah.
Which is not the job of the church. So what is your take on
that?
The
church should say, well, the people have given you mandate. What is best for the public? You act upon it. We'll support that. Because when you talk about NLPT Act, you see, it is encouraging black marketers, price rise, then adulterated liquors, isn't it? It is doing more harm than good to you. It's spoiling your economy. And the adulterated drinks that you're drinking is taking you to hospital. Medical bills are shooting up. You're selling all your property, everything, to upkeep your health because of the adulterated drinks you drink. You see that?
It's a cycle.
Yeah. Forget about the economy. It'll help. Economic, for me, my area of concern is not it'll help the economy. Okay. We have to take care of the people, the health of the people. That is more important.
Sir, the central budget was also discussed at Parliament this time. Right. What is your take on it at a glance?
Very briefly, I'll give you a short statement. For me, it's a visionless and lack of concern for the Northeast. They have left nothing for the Northeast. As far as the center is concerned, I always give this statement in the assembly. The central government, the center will not give importance to a state like Nagaland or Manipur or for that matter Mizoram and so on and so forth politically. It will never give importance politically to us. Why? Because we have only hardly 1-2 MPs. They're not bothered about that. But one thing they're forgetting is that the strategic position we occupy is very important. And therefore, if they give a little bit importance, so it's because of the strategic position we occupy. Okay.
Yes.
And today, if Central has true concern for a state like Nagaland, don't you think they should sanction that Foothill Road?
Yes.
There is one very important project which the Nagas has been fighting for the past, say, 11 years now.
Mm.
2013, when I became PWD minister, I took up this project.
Mm.
And under state fund, state plan, Chief Minister has allotted 40 crores for this project. And under that 40 crores, we had made the alignment from Kelma to Tizit. We have made the alignment. Alignment is intact. Now, for the proper infrastructure of roads, this project was initiated by the state government, but the central government had just made a fool of us by allowing us to run from here and there, from pillar to post. First, they asked us about the alignment. We made it ready during my time. The alignment is already intact. Then they asked for a proper DPR.
Okay.
Then the state again went ahead and prepared a proper DPR. Then they asked about the land availability.
Correct.
So we said the land is available, in spite of the Assam government going against it. So they asked the government again to take NOC. Okay. NOC, that is no objection certificates from the landowners. That also we did it. Then in the last, they said this has to be vetted by the ministry concerned, that is NHAI. They vetted it, everything got done. And today, if I'm not mistaken, they said they need the defense ministry's clearance. Okay. This is the latest report that I got. I hope it is true. But I don't think this comes under the realm of defense strategy utility. So we don't need defense clearance. But I don't know why they have sent it back that we need to get clearance from the defense ministry. And today they have held up this one. So not even a single road project has been given to the Nagaland. For Assam, I think they have, for one project alone, they have sanctioned around 5,000 crores plus. Yes. It's a shock. Yes. So to me, it is purely a stepmotherly treatment. Our BJP friends who are in the ministry, they need to ponder. They need to really go back to the center and tell their big bosses, we are here, we're your babies, we're a child. At least give us something. Even if you hate the state, at least for our sake, give us something. I think they need to go and talk to Delhi. Others, for me, this is a visionless, a stepmotherly treatment for the state of Nagaland.
Yes, that is there. And then considering, again, now we're talking about the Foothill Road, the national highway, especially this National Highway 29, Kohima, Dimapur. There are 3 packages, package 1, 2, and 3. They're saying that NHIDCL, the company, has claimed 99% is complete. We can see it that it is not at all complete. It is a very hazardous, very unsafe route for people. 2 people died last year. Another one recently, last month, a car was damaged badly by a boulder. So what about this? They keep coming in and out of these issues.
You see, this National Highway 29, that's Dimapur Kohima, I don't know why it's been taking more than 11 years now to complete this project. And if they're saying it's 99% complete, it's a total lie. Okay. And if that is the case, I think somebody needs to file a PIL, take it up in the court, and invite the CBI. Because I think you ply this road every day. Yes. I apply this road every day. Till now, the 4 laning is not pliable. We use only 2 laning, one lane. Okay, and one has been from ever since its construction till date. It's not usable. And at one point of time during the winters, they shut down for repair works from 7 evening, I think. Yes. Till morning 5. Yeah. Okay. That time also you just fly, you'll see no work is done, no machinery is there, but they're just closing the road just to harass the travelers, commuters. So this is a very sad story. I think someone needs to file a PIL against this road.
They're claiming that they have gone with proper guidelines, everything. But
No,
we can see it. We
no,
are laymen, but
no.
then we know that is false. And still,
You see,
the accountability is not there,
not
sir.
accountability is not there. And to my knowledge, as a layman knowledge, when in these unsafe portions, they need to maintain bench cutting.
Yes.
But there is no bench cutting as such, and there is no safety measures also. So I think it's high time the NGOs they go to the court and file PIL.
All right, sir. Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you.
that was Azor Nienu, MLA and the leader of the NPF Legislative Party. His career has spanned for over 2 decades, and here we were at his residence in Dimapur talking about all the issues that the state is going through right now, the turmoil and various topics. And he's given his insight as well and his views. He has shared his views. Stay tuned for more with Nagaland News Network. Esther here with camera person Moi.